Hi, my name is Steve Krause, and I'm here to talk about my project, the Semester of Social Media project. This is a very simple presentation for the digital poster sessions, but I just want to walk you through this. If to follow more about the details of this assignment, take a look at the link that I have there, the short Google link. So what this is about? Well, this is for a class that I teach on a regular basis called Writing for the World Wide Web. It's an upper level course in the major for both graduate students and undergraduate students. And this is, I'm talking here about one assignment among several in this class. Other assignments in this class include learning things about HTML, working with WordPress. In other words, this is not the only thing that we do, but it occurred to me a few years ago that so much of the writing that students and just everyone does online nowadays is on social media, that it seems to fit very much in a class called Writing for the World Wide Web. So the assignment is students are asked to join Twitter and LinkedIn specifically, and two other platforms that they're not currently involved in. I asked them to participate in those social platforms at least once a week during the course of the semester, most of the semester. And the idea is, and we never talk about it in these terms in the class, to do sort of a quasi autoethnographic study where students are inhabiting the space and reporting back about it in a systematic way. There's 3 progress reports during the semester, and finally, students write a reflective essay about the experience at the end. So, a couple of challenges. The first one is, what's social media? This is something that is actually part of the topic of the assignment in the first place, and as I'll get to in a second, I have a fairly broad definition of what counts as social media. One of the other challenges I faced in recent years too is students are already pretty saturated in social media. So, in other words, when I first started giving this assignment, it was pretty easy for students to pick 2 platforms that they weren't already participating in. Now it's pretty difficult to do that. And the other reason it's a challenge for sometimes students is to actually just keep up with the assignment in terms of keep following their social medias. I think that basically what happens is that students sometimes just they get kind of bored with a particular platform and then they stop following it, which is normal because we all do that. Things that they do follow, well, just about everybody in the classes that I've taught for the last 5 or 6 years, 5 or 6 years for versions of this, are already on Facebook. A few students are on Twitter, almost no one is on LinkedIn, and some of the platforms that students this last fall discussed include Snapchat. A lot of students were very interested in Snapchat, and the other ones that I list there. Some of the things that people have followed in the past, which gets to the idea of like what the definition of what social media is, include Amazon.com in terms of the comment section. I've had students follow dating sites. In terms of DIY groups, I've had students follow some very specific, like craft-oriented sites that have been pretty interesting. So, what do they do? Well, first off, there's the engagement part, these progress reports, and they do 3 of those during the course of the semester. They're short and they're fairly informal, and they are kind of an opportunity for students to take notes on their experiences and also to make sure that they're keeping up with where they're going. Now, and just as an example of how that kind of plays out with Twitter as a particular platform, some students started and finished the semester not liking Twitter at all. Some students have been on Twitter for a long time, and some students were skeptical about Twitter, but then they ultimately found it pretty engaging. Now, I'm not going to read through these quotes here, but you can go to the website and look at them. They're part of the slideshow. But you can kind of see some of the examples of what I'm getting at here in terms of, well, I never really quite got into it. I found people who were like minded. And then, of course, one of my favorites is the idea is that Twitter is still the second most boring site that I follow. So, it does speak to the idea that different social media do have different appeals to different kinds of audiences. It's not enough to say that this group of students or a people in a certain demographic are always going to follow a particular social media and find it engaging. And then at the end of the semester, they read a reflective essay. This is essentially a more formal, thought out, bigger picture essay. And again, I'm not going to read through all the quotes that I have here, but I think that what ends up happening is students are able to make connections between things that we've studied about social media and things about how they function rhetorically. and with their own experiences of social media. And students are also beginning to realize that there may be, even for those students I have who are somewhat skeptical of social media, there may be a place for it in their lives, and there may be ways in which they can make use of social media in their personal and professional lives in ways that are actually beneficial. So that's the nature of the assignment. Like I said, it's a pretty simple presentation. Thanks for watching this. If you have any questions, feel free to visit the site and contact me with the contact information I have there.